which is why I wanted to do this with you guys tonight. So there, now we're on Facebook. So dogs on furniture. I can tell you, I can remember growing up, we didn't allow any dogs on the furniture. I don't remember allowing any of them on there at all. And it wasn't until really later, way later on that we started to. And it was, you know, I feel like people are cut and dry with it. Either dogs are completely allowed on furniture or they are not at all. And I think it's important that we look at that from the aspect of what is it, let's look at it from what does it mean to our dogs? What does being up on furniture mean to our dog, other than it's a very comfortable place to be? Well, there's a couple of different ways that you can look at it. One is it puts them up in the air a little bit higher than normal. In the dog world, that can be perceived as dominance, if you want to call it that. It can be perceived as them having a resource. It can be perceived as them having a comfy place, and hey, this is a pretty cushy place to just lay my head. So I feel like we just have to be careful with what we're seeing and what we're doing for our dogs. Now, if I'm to jump ahead to the quick reason of what I believe in, I will. Here it is. If your dog is everything you want your dog to be, then give them the liberty of being able to be up on the couch. That's all there is to it. End of story. However, if your dog is not who you want your dog to be, meaning they're not able to make good decisions regularly, if they are not able to contain, or not contain, if not able to, yeah, maybe contain themselves on the couch, and it's just they're running off the couch like a rocket ship, then no, they should not be allowed up on there. I mean, I've been into some places where the couch is basically like their jungle gym. I mean, the dogs are, you know, up onto the cushion, up onto the arm, up onto the back, and then they're there to spy and look out the back, look out the window out back. I think that's way too much. I've also heard where dogs like to, as their owners call it, perch up on top of the back of the couch so then they can look out the window, because the dogs don't have the ability to look out the window. Sometimes it makes me wonder kind of what we're providing for our dogs. But again, if that dog is everything that that owner wants that dog to be, then by all means, go ahead, give them that liberty. So, you know, when it comes down to it, you guys, it's actually a very simple answer to me. Is your dog who you want him to be? Yes or no, cut and dry. There is no kind of, there is no maybe, there is, well, if I could just fix this. No, none of it to me. I want it cut and dry. Now, if they are who you want them to be, and you want them to, you know, if you want to invite them up on the couch, then yeah, then that's fine. But I think you guys have to draw that line in the sand that says, hey, family-wide, we're not allowing this dog up on the furniture anymore. No furniture, no couch, no bed, no getting in. I can't tell you how many times I hear stories of dogs getting up into the bed before the actual husband and wife get into the bed. And then the dog sleeps in between the husband and wife. Yikes. So it's one of those situations that we have to be very aware of. And a lot of times, you guys, that getting up on the couch can mean a lot of excitement. And you know me, I preach, let's just, you know, chill out with our dogs for a little while and not get them so ramped up all the time. And I think it's important to establish rules and boundaries in the house. And that's definitely one of those rules and boundaries. I mean, I've got Gemma tethered next to our couch, and if she's got to pop up on the couch, I am on it, because I do not want her to experience that at all. What it means, what it feels like, nothing. As soon as I catch it, done, off. I don't want any part of that, because she's going to be a big dog. And guess what? If there's visitors that come over and they sit on our couch and she decides she wants to get up on there, she's probably going to be 80, 90, 100 pounds when it's all said and done. And who wants that dog sitting next to him up on the couch, like staring at him, like she's sitting here looking down at him while she's perched up on there? So I don't want to create that. So look, I've even heard people say that, well, that recliner is for the dog. or that chair is for the dog, or that love seat is for the dog. You guys, it's really, I'm not going to sit here and judge you either way. What I'm giving you is just my opinion of, hey, are they allowed up on there or not? Why or why not? And who are they for you guys? So I think you guys have to make that rule and that boundary. And I know there's a lot of doubt out there. There's a lot of questions. And when I saw this, excuse me, when I saw this pop up on the post today on Facebook of, you know, what's been on your mind, the dogs on furniture, I thought, man, that's actually a good one that we haven't, I don't remember having it be an actual subject other than, you know, we just kind of talked about it in passing. So I think it's a good subject. So I'm going to kind of pass this on to you guys. I'd love to kind of hear your thoughts of what you think that means with having your dogs on furniture. Do you allow it? Do you not allow it? Why and why not? I want to get kind of some interaction going here, and I'd really like to know what you guys feel about it, because maybe there's something that I'm not thinking of. And again, that's what I want you guys to realize is I don't want you to think that I'm telling you that it has to be this way, because it doesn't. There's so many different situations that it doesn't have to be that way. You know, if you've got Lassie living with you, then who cares, right? I mean, who cares if the dog's allowed up on there or not? If you've got Cujo living with you, no, that dog is not allowed at all up on the furniture. No. If your dog cannot make any good decisions, then no. To me, it shouldn't be able to. You shouldn't be able to give that liberty to your dog. So that's my opinion on it. But again, I would love to hear what you guys have to say about it. Do you guys allow your dogs up on furniture? Know that what you say, it doesn't bother me one way or the other. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. This isn't that whole post like the whole "your dog is not a human." I'm looking for people to come at me with it. So that's what I'm looking for. Hey, did Facebook fix this? No, they didn't. Shoot. Wow, I just saw a comment and it said "see more" underneath the comments, so I was getting all excited thinking that they were going to show the rest when I could never see everything. Wow. I was hoping Facebook would have fixed it, but I guess not. Oh well. And of course now my laptop doesn't want to work, so I'm not going to be able to see all the entire question. My dog is only allowed when I give the okay, otherwise she doesn't go. That's good. Sarah, that's good. I like that. That's a good way to put it. Jessica, love this. Our golden is obedient. I can't agree more. She's allowed up to bedtime on her cover. That's great too. Wow, for some reason, you guys, my phones are working, but my laptop isn't, so I can't see the entire picture or comment here. We don't allow our dogs up on furniture. We used to allow our Lhasa Apso on the furniture. Okay. My dog isn't allowed on the furniture, but I know she gets on it when we aren't home. That, you guys, you can only prevent so much. The only way to prevent that from happening is probably to crate them. So if your dogs are up on the furniture while you're gone, like, you can only do so much. I will tell you this, my dog Maddie, the big hound, she just turned 12 like a week or two ago. She gets up on my daughter's bed and she gets up on our bed while we're gone or even while we're downstairs. And she's 12. I don't know. See, and she doesn't, I don't even remember the last time I felt like she made a bad decision. So it's hard for me to get on her for that. And plus she's starting to lose some muscle mass in one of her back legs. So I'm kind of like, what am I going to do? I don't like the hair, but I know she's comfortable. And so, you know, that's one of those situations where I just know that she's comfortable with that, you know? So that's why I wanted to hear from you guys too, is because of the different situations. My large labs get on the couch or bed when invited. Nothing wrong with snuggling. Nothing wrong with that either. Yeah, Corey, I saw your comment earlier, so you got a little work to do to get them straightened back around. Okay, you may have to click on it twice. Oh, really? No, it just pulls up a window that says like comment or pin comment or delete comment. Although it says I can invite people into this conversation. That's interesting. We let our dog on the furniture, but expect him to get off when we tell him to. But beautiful. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's the way it should be. My dogs are allowed on the furniture, but are expected to get down when told for whatever reason. Absolutely. We keep our dog off our family couch unless invited and never on the beds. Good. Looks like you have a love seat that you do. We do. We like to snuggle with them in the evening, but I also agree with what you are saying. God, I wish I could see the entire comment. All Facebook. It's funny, because according to my laptop, I can't get any website going. Yasmin, Bronx is allowed on the couch. Okay, if Bronx is allowed on the couch, you need like a humongous couch, because the dog's ginormous. He's usually calm. If people are on the couch, he lays on his bed. See, that's a good reason too. I like this, you guys, because you're pointing, you're showing me different situations and different environments where it actually can work for you and can work for the situation. So my dogs do, but I do agree with it's a privilege for making good choices. Absolutely. It is a privilege. I like privilege better than what I use too. I'm going to steal that word. My dog is not on the furniture, only the couch and bed where I have a cover for her. That's a good, see? I do not see any dominance with it, just comfort and being next to us. Good. I'm fine with that. And Nike has a moon chair we bought specifically for her. It's nice. We have friends that used to beat the furniture when they came into the house and claim it. Jeez. Oh my gosh. It's like a gorilla banging on his chest. Miles is out on the furniture, but is good about getting down when told. Good. After losing 3 dogs in 2 years, I figured life is too short. PJ and I snuggle every night on the couch. Again, Linda, you must need a ginormous couch because he's a very large dog. My dog has a designated spot on the couch most of the day unless we have company. She will get off. Good. See, what I like about a lot of these comments is my dog is allowed up on the furniture until I tell him to get off, especially when you say off or you're giving that command that it happens automatically and the dog gets off. To me, the dog understands and respects the situation and the environment of what's happening. And I think that's very, very important, and that's a key component to this whole thing, is that the dog is allowed on there, but there's rules and restrictions that go along with it. If there's people coming over, you're not allowed up on there. If I say when, you're not allowed up on there. And that's what I like about what I'm seeing out of this, you guys, is that you have limitations to it, and then it's not exclusive. Go up when you want to, get down, it's like a come and go as you please. And I think that's an excellent way to look at it. Yeah, I wish I can't. Oh well, I'm gonna give up on it. Yeah, Sarah Alicia gets down when we tell her to, so that's why we haven't decided to crate while we're gone. She's been good. Good. Absolutely. So, you guys, I like the stuff that you guys are saying because it brings value. Boundaries are important. And Sarah, that goes along with it. It does. Boundaries are important. Boundaries can be furniture, it can be around food, it can be around, if you're dropping food in the kitchen on the floor, there's boundaries around that. There's boundaries around a door being open. Just because a door open doesn't mean your dog gets to, skyrocket out of your place. And I mean, you guys, if you think about it, it's funny because if you've been following the page, you know that Lynn Bokey was out here for a shadow program teaching me for the week. And we got talking about the word discipline. And if you heard the podcasts that I did with him, we talked about discipline. And I thought it was very interesting. And I caught on to it quick. And I liked the way he put it because, there's discipline in checkers. There's discipline in chess. And discipline can mean rules. Discipline doesn't mean I'm going to take a ruler and slap it across my dog's butt just because they did something wrong. Discipline is, a lot of times when I hear discipline, my first thought, and I have no idea why, goes into martial arts. Like there's a discipline and it's very regimented, and I have zero experience in martial arts, by the way. But that's where we follow directions to a T. Like if I think of Taekwondo, that it's very disciplined. But I also like the analogy of, hey, when we're driving down the road, there's a discipline to driving. There is. There's a discipline. And it doesn't matter if we are here, if you're in Florida, South Carolina, Arkansas, you know, Ohio, California, the discipline is the same, you guys. So do not look at discipline as a dirty word. Discipline is a word that says, hey, there is structure to my relationship with my dogs. And there's a structure to how we walk. There's discipline to how we walk. There's discipline to a feeding time. There's discipline to when people come over. There's discipline to when we meet other dogs. There's all a part of it. And it absolutely is structure. There's no doubt. So if you want to call it structure, you can, because structure is a much broader term, and it's not one of those bad terms in the dog training world where people hear punishment or they hear discipline and they think punishment. And punishment is discipline, and we've got to be, you know, very rigid and very firm and very strong and growl with our dog and that kind of thing. And it doesn't work that way. You do not have to be that way at all. You can have discipline in the relationship with your dog, but you can actually do it very softly, very softly. And the quieter you get your dog, meaning the less intense that they are, the softer you can be with your dog. And if you can provide really, I don't know if this is going to be the right term, I can't think of anything else, soft discipline to your dog, soft structure, if you will, be able to communicate quietly, softly, and still establish those rules and structure and discipline, then man, you guys, things get so much easier. So much easier. I love you know, when we get a dog that comes into work that's like buzzing, you know, for the first time or whatever, and we finally can take away like the layers of excitement, and then you see the dog just that's kind of like, hey guys, what's going on? It's like that's who we are looking for. That's the dog that we want to see, is that one that's just chilled out, can make a good decision. Normally dogs that are super intense, it's really hard for them to make a decision unless you're like in the canine sport dog world, that kind of thing. But when you're in the pet dog world like I am, and you see these dogs that come in with all this major excitement, then it can be difficult for them to make good decisions because they're just they're coming in wired, you know? So I had last Friday, we had a dog at work who would come kind of regularly and was always probably a handful. I'm not going to name any names because it's not I don't need to. It's not a part of this. It's not needed. But after Lynn left, I had a whole new process in my head of like, okay, I even woke up in the morning that day thinking, I know this dog is going to be there and I can't wait to work with it. And I was excited. And the time came around for me to start working with this dog, and what a difference when I was able to take my time, relax, work with the dog, and work with it many times in a very short span before I would get this dog out with the group, and then be able to actually like get really solid eye contact from this dog that I never really had before. I'd get quick glimpses, you know, the dog would be over here, he would kind of look at you, and then you know, look at you again, and then gone. And then there was one time the dog got a little excited, not bad, but I'd been working with this dog all day, and you know, establishing kind of my communication with the dog, and he was doing something a little just off, not bad, and I gave a correction sound, and he like backed up, sat down, and just like stared right at me and gave me like some prolonged eye contact that I hadn't seen for a while. And I was like, wow, I felt like I could see into him for a second. I felt like we really had a connection. Like he really just looked at me for guidance, like, hey guy, or hey boss, whatever you want to do. Like, I'm here for you. I got you. We're on the same wavelength now. Let's figure out what we need to do. And I remember writing to Lynn, being like so excited. I'm like, guess what I did, you know? And was telling him about it. And I love the way Lynn put it, because I'd heard terms before, and he called it, he said you were his guide that day. And I thought, man, that guide is such a nice, just a nice word to explain everything. Just guide, man. And it did, because it resonated and it hit home with me. It guided me. It guided me in the right direction for what I did for him. You know, we used to have educator on the back of our sweatshirts a few years ago, because again, as you guys know, I like to educate. That's why I'm here doing this with you guys. But guide, man, I thought that was great. It was. I don't know what's going on with my voice right now, but it might be going away. Excuse me. So, I don't know. It was a cool transformation to see. Like, I've been able to work dogs before, and you get little tidbits here or there, or, you know, from a consultation or a private session or whatever. But to have this guy for the day and to take him from up here to down here and have him paying attention, and even when he wasn't paying attention to me, when I made a correction sound, you could still see the ears, and he would kind of turn too. I mean, it was, I don't know, it was pretty awesome. It really was. Now I'm looking forward to when he comes again too. So it was, you know, to see what is retained by him. And to also to be able to practice what I did as well. So anyways, kind of got off tangent there, but again, it goes back to the structure, the discipline, you know, that we're talking about with the furniture. So again, you guys, I think this is a great subject. I don't think there is a cut and dry, black and white, like draw the line in the sand and this is what you get. You guys brought up some great examples of your dogs either being allowed on or off of the furniture and what it means to you guys. And I think it's great, you guys. I love having these open conversations as far as like, hey, you know, this, I've said it before, I'll say it a million times, my way is not the only way for everybody out there, nor do I ever think that it will be. What I want to do is just be able to tell you guys what is out there, something different, maybe from the norm or different from the traditional obedience sense of it, and just give you an idea of what you can get out of it. That's all. You guys, I see a lot of videos that people send me of their dogs, and so some of it's scary, not in the aspect of what the owners are doing wrong, not at all, not in that realm, but to see what the dogs are doing because the environment around them, and more specifically dogs with trainers that I know, and sometimes that can just get too out of whack. That's all. But that's for me, you guys. That's just my opinion. Again, I'm not saying that everything's got to be my way, because it's not. It's not at all. But all right, you guys, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Last week, again, I just was out with Labor Day, and hopefully we'll get back at this. I can't wait. Lynn's actually coming out to our place for a workshop in October. It's sold out already, about a week. And so I get to learn even more. It's fantastic. Fantastic stuff. Anyways, if you want to look into Lynn, it's School of Dog Psychology, and you can check that out, and I think all on his social media and everything too. But it's some pretty awesome stuff. I feel like I've got something that I can always look at, or I've got somebody I can lean on and ask questions and pick his brain and know that we aren't even in the shallow end of where this knowledge goes. That's the cool part to me. That's the cool part. So I want you guys to know that as much as you look to me for information and for guidance, I'm also doing the same with Lynn and what he does for me. So I'm excited about that too, because be a better world for dogs out there because of it. So anyways, one last one from Bethany. My dog always wants to get on my couch. Just bought a brand new one, won't let her. Good. All about structure. That's what it's all about. So you guys have an excellent Monday. Looks like a cold, watery week this week. So I don't know if we'll be doing too much outside stuff, but I've got 3 videos in my head that I'm going to be putting out soon. I just got to figure out the time to do it and how I want to set it up. But you guys, I'm excited about these 3 videos and what it's going to be out there. So sit tight, relax. It should be pretty good. So you guys have an awesome Monday. Keep warm for those of you in the north because it's a little cold. And we'll catch you next week. See you guys.